Greetings, mortals, and a capital day to you all. I am your host, Simeon, and you are tuning in to the Library of Gnosis. For centuries, the Church has demonized magic, branding it as a tool of evil, even resorting to the gruesome practice of burning people at the stake for their alleged sorcery. My own lineage bears the weight of this dark history. I have an ancestor from the 17th century who was burned at the stake as a witch. Ironically, she had two sons, both of whom were priests. One cannot help but wonder whether they were the very ones who accused her, perhaps driven by a desire to seize her property or erase any family ties to the occult. A particularly telling verse that the Church has wielded to demonize practitioners of the occult is found in the book of Revelation. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars, shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Revelation 21:8, King James Bible. The Greek word that is translated as sorcerers here is pharmakos. So let us see all possible translation of that word, and you tell me which translation makes the most sense in the context of that verse. Here are all the possible translations for pharmakos. 1. Scapegoat. In ancient Greek riddles, a pharmakos was a person or animal selected to be expelled from the community, symbolizing the cleansing of sin or impurity. 2. Sacrificial victim. A pharmakos could also be a person or creature sacrificed in a ritual to atone for the community's transgressions. 3. Poisoner. Based on the root pharmakon, which means drug or poison, a pharmakos can be interpreted as someone who administers poisons or harmful substances. 4. Sorcerer. In some context, pharmakos can refer to a sorcerer or practitioner of magic, often associated with the use of drugs or potions. 5. Cure, remedy. The word pharmakon also means medicine, so metaphorically, the pharmakos could be viewed as a remedy for the ills of the community. 6. Drug. The dual meaning of pharmakon as both poison and medicine implies the ambiguous nature of pharmakos, representing something that can either heal or harm. Given these meanings, it becomes evident that the most fitting translation in the context of Revelation 21:8 is likely poisoner. Imagine the lives that could have been spared had this word been translated accurately from the outset. The term pharmakos or pharmakeia is a word that has been commonly mistranslated in certain historical Bible versions, particularly as witch or witchcraft, when more accurate translation would be something closer to poisoner or sorcerer in the context of administering harmful potions or drugs. In the New Testament, the Greek word pharmakeia is used, for example, in Galatians 5:20 and Revelation 18:23, and is linked to the practice of preparing and using drugs or potions, often with harmful or deceptive intentions. The root of this word is related to what we know today as pharmacy, but in ancient contexts, it was associated with sorcery or magic, especially in the connection to administering poisons. Due to cultural influences and the medieval church's zealous efforts to root out witchcraft, translators of earlier centuries frequently rendered pharmakeia as witchcraft, feeding the rampant fears surrounding witches during that era. However, modern biblical scholars generally recognize that the term refers more specifically to the use of potions, possibly in a harmful or deceptive manner, which could encompass poisoners or even illicit drug use, rather than the broader concept of witchcraft as understood in the later medieval period. This mistranslation shaped how certain passages were historically interpreted, contributing to centuries of misconceptions about witchcraft in religious texts. This is why it is extremely important to use an interlinear Bible and always look at the root meaning of words. Jesus, by any metric, was a magician himself. And did he not say, "Very truly I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father." John 14:12. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a comment below, and remember to like and subscribe. If you would be interested in acquiring my scripts, which include all my sources for each video, then do take a look at my Patreon. I will see you in the next one, mortals.